The history of Ringwood. A CARSICK version.
Welcome to Ringwood.
In 1889, the Ringwood train station was erected. The train was electrified in 1924. Yeah, some Melburnians are still waiting for modern electric trains 100 years later. Shops sprung up to service the new community, and one of the first businesses was probably the timber yard. Bamford Brothers was situated on the corner of Warrandyte Road and Whitehorse Road. I think it is now buried underneath the Eastland Shopping Centre. The timber was sourced from the nearby bushland and then chopped up into little pieces to make stuff. On the northeast corner was a family butcher, berry and flower farms, poultry farms, which I think is chicken, horse breeding and mining. The Blood Brothers building was one of the oldest in Ringwood, even when it was new. A one-stop shop for general merchandise. It was basically a 7-Eleven of its day. Plus they sold 2 brands of soap. The building was going great for 100 years. But times change, and the Blood Brothers store was in the way.
We've been evicted.
They should never have built it so close to the station. So they put the building on the back of a truck and went out looking for a new location. There was a wide choice, with new estates popping up all over Ringwood.
Why Ringbark Ringwood?
Plenty of shops from which to purchase your goods that you may have required if you lived during those times. Insurance, fruit, newsagents, groceries, crockery, stationery, real estate, 1-hour film developing. The Pines Hospital was a state-of-the-art facility, yeah. There were some great drag racing duels that started at the Ringwood Bowls and ended at Guests, yeah. The drag racing results were later posted in the Ringwood Croydon Mail. Locals had plenty of things to do in Ringwood. Although the shops were closed on Saturday afternoons and the whole friggin' day on Sunday. The Eastland Shopping Centre opened in 1967, yeah. It was a beautiful modern design consisting of geometric shapes and bright shiny floors. With large department stores and ample parking, Eastland was an instant success. And the old shops adjacent to Eastland were still part of the shopping experience. The quaint Midway Arcade was popular. And there were petrol stations everywhere, yeah.
BP, Ammo, Call, Shell, SO, Celtex, Finer.
Petrol is dangerous, yeah? Oh, look out! The Ringwood Mayor at the laying of a foundation stone of the Town Hall. The Ringwood Town Hall was the most beautiful building in Ringwood. But 50 years is too old for a building, so it was time to knock the old piece of crap down. Crap down. Down. Now that was out of the way, the next bidlings to go were the historic old shops on the northern side of Main Street. Timber. Back in the old days, people actually survived without a Bunnings in every town. Except for the Mercedes driver. Every year, during the 1960s or 70s, or whenever it was, the clock tower would be moved to its new location. It was placed once again in the middle of the road, this time near the station, but only for 1 year. Next up was the emptiest part of the Eastland car park. Oh yeah! That only lasted 3 months until it was moved to Civic Place. It was then moved further up the road to help those shopping for a car to know what time it was. At the time, 4 years later, it was moved to be in front of the Repco building where it stayed for 7 years. I had forgotten about the 2-year period when the clock tower was first moved to the Cool Store site. Daisy's Club Hotel had served locals and passers-by for more than 100 years. The pub was more than double the age of most other buildings in Ringwood. So obviously it had to be eliminated. Yeah. Even though this version had stood since English Tudor times. Eliminated. Yeah. The other pub in Ringwood was the much-loved Coach and Horses Hotel. Originally built on the opposite side of its current location, I presume it was then lifted up and moved to the other side where a bigger and better version was built on top it or something. And who can forget the time that AC/DC played at Eastland in 1975?
Cousin TNT, oi, oi, oi.
Buying a car in Ringwood was easy back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s especially. Fancy a new Leyland P76 or 47V? How about a new Falcon, Custom Line, or Escort from Coffee Ford? Yeah. There was a Chrysler and Dodge dealer for those wanting something powerful. Hey, Charger. It seemed like there had always been a Holden dealer in Ringwood.
Where's the toilet?
The Holden dealership was owned by Bill Patterson, a legend of the golden age of motorsport, but now it's a Golden Arches restaurant, yeah. And of course you could pick up a new Beetle, Type 3 or Combi at Smith's Volkswagens and VWs. Or a fully imported Mazda, yeah.
Go up to the New Street corner to join the Rotary Club.
One of the most popular attractions in Ringwood was Iceland. And once you were sick of falling over on the ice, take a leisurely stroll the other way down to Ringwood Lanes or Bowls or Highway Bowl. Try some bowling and pinball. And to freshen up after that, head down to Ringwood Lake for a swim. Leave time for a shower afterwards. Or take your fishing rod and catch some lovely carp or goldfish for dinner. Magic! Or bring your own fish from home and then catch the steam train home after your big day out in Ringwood. Then go and have a good sleep with a full belly of delicious goldfish and come back the next day. Try and use your imagination to see some of the buildings that have been lost over the years. Fancy croissant or snot box from the Paris bakery. La-di-da, yeah. Warning, no donuts. Enjoy looking at our empty sites of where things used to be. Take a stroll down Main Street and grab some chops or a pack of capstans. Forget Disneyland. Make a visit to Railway Fruit and Confectionery Palace. Need some ironmongery done before lunch? How about some drapery or new boots, yeah? Nothing worse than when your horse chucks a shoe when you're out shopping. Head up to Greenwood Avenue where you can buy some ladies and children's drapery. Do they have drapery for pets as well? You better hurry on down to the Warrandyte Road corner as Mr. Pratt's butcher shop is now Bissett's Timber and Hardware. There was a stage in Ringwood where, for some reason, there were many English Vauxhall and Austin vehicles on the streets. But as mentioned earlier somewhere, I can't remember where, there were many choices to buy a new car in Ringwood. The town hall doubled as a polio vaccine distribution centre back in the 1960s. To find out the inspiration for some of Ringwood's newest buildings, we have to look to the past. So the newly designed Eastland with its large white chicken cage could have been based on the old Ringwood chicken cage from the early 1880s. Fact check, I don't think there was such a building. There used to be a 7-story ice cream store on this site. with 3 flavors on every floor. Every Ringwoodian loved 21 flavors. Fact check? Yes, that's true, but the shop wasn't quite that big. Once Bamford's and Target and Office Works had been knocked down, it was time to put up the next new building for a while.
Is the car overheating?
No, it's fine.
Goodbye, Adelaide Street. Goodbye, Adelaide Street. At least the church is still standing. Oh, no, maybe not. Quick! Get in your car, it's time to leave. Get down to Brash's to get the latest Kiss or Otto Bokey Beaver record. Yeah. Nothing better than going for a drive to Warrandyte on a summer's day, with the wind making your hair go frizzy. Just head up Warrandyte Road and you'll get there in no time, yeah. The old Ringwood police station featured in the TV show Matlock Police. Need to update your old mattress, washing machine or couch? Every Sunday you can hook up the empty trailer and take the whole family down to the Ringwood tip for a great day out. Ringwood will continue to move forward as it always has done, and loved by those who still have it in their hearts. Yes, but did they have to knock the whole friggin' town down? Town down.
Before it's all gone.
CARSICK.au. Oi, oi, oi.